Welcome all of you to my class. Today we will continue with the chapter 7 geography, and that is lifelines of economy. In previous class we have studied about the different modes of lifeline of economy and roadways. In today's video we are going to talk about railways, pipelines and waterways. Railways are the main transportation for carrying a massive load and bulky goods for a long and short distance in India. The first train service began from Boribandar to Thane in 1853. The Indian Railway has a network of 7,137 stations spread over a route length of 66,687 km with a fleet of 11,122 locomotives. The Indian Railway has divided into 16 railway zones. The distance between two rails forming a railway track determines the gauge of railway lines. Indian Railways operate on narrow gauge, meter gauge, and broad gauge lines. Broad gauge forms the biggest part of Indian railway network. The Indian Railways have undertaken a program called Project Unigauge to convert all meter gauge and narrow gauge railway lines into broad gauge lines. The distribution of railway network in country has been largely influenced by physiographic, economic and administrative factors. The northern plains having high population density provide most favorable conditions for their growth. Apart from this, the river building should be next to the river huge beds for lying down in the railway lines. At the peninsular areas, hilly areas, the railway tracks have been laid down by low hills, gaps or underway. Himalayan regions are also not the favorite for building a railway line due to the highest point from the surface, sparse population and lack of business opportunities. This is very difficult to lay the railway lines in a sandy area also. Indian railways are facing certain challenges like many passengers travel on trains without a proper ticket, leading a huge revenue loss to the railways. Misuse of safety feature to stop the train. People disrupt railway traffic and damage railway property in the name of demonstrations. Our next topic is pipelines. So pipeline transport network is a new arrival on transportation map of India. Its initial cost is high but subsequent running cost are minimal. तो जब इनका जो सेटअप कॉस्ट है ये हाई होता है बट इसका आफ्टर दैट जो रनिंग कॉस्ट है बहुत ही कम होता है, तो इट इज़ वेरी यूजफुल फॉर इंडियन इकोनॉमी. इट इज़ यूज्ड फॉर ट्रांसपोर्टिंग क्रूड ऑयल, petroleum products and natural gas. It rules out transshipment losses and delays. Important networks of pipelines. First one, oil field in Assam to Kanpur via Guwahati, Barawani and Allahabad. Second one from Salaya in Gujarat to Jalandhar. In Punjab via Biramgam, Mathura, Delhi and Sonipat. Third one, gas pipelines from Hajira in Gujarat connects Jagdishpur in UP via Bijaypur in Madhya Pradesh. Let's move to the next topic, and that is waterways. Waterways are the cheapest means of transport. They are most suitable for carrying heavy and bulky goods. It is fuel efficient and environment friendly mode of transport. So some national waterways in India are first one, that NW1. NW means National Waterways. One is Ganga River, is between Allahabad and Haldia. Brahmaputra River is the between Sadia and Dubri. It is NW2. Remember first one NW1 Ganga River, NW2 is Brahmaputra River. And after that West Coastal River in Kerala is NW3. A distance between Godavari and Krishna rivers by the side of Kokinara Pondicherry stretch of the river, and it is NW4. A Pacific gap between rivers Brahmani is right to the center of Matai River, delta channels of Mahanadi and Brahmani rivers and East Coast Canal. Dear student, this is a chart of major ports in India. So look at the chart. First column is all about the port name, then after location, and third one features. And agriculture chapter, I told you have to find out particular tagline or sentence for particular crops. So just like that, you have to find out particular sentence or particular tagline for each port. So if the question is like that, name one riverine port in India, on that time you have to write down Kolkata port. So just go through it. It is very useful. So many short questions obviously will be covered by reading this. So my dear children, that's the end for today's session. We will meet in our next class with new topics. Till then, bye. Take a very good care of yourself and happy learning.